Hi everyone, my name is Alena, this is my knitting channel and today I came to you with my knitting podcast. Today I want to tell you about my finished objects, my work in progress and some new yarn. Yes, I bought some yarn. A bit guilty? No, let's not tell that I am guilty, because this yarn brings me joy. So let's start from finished objects. Today I have 3 of them because last time we chat probably around a month ago, so we have quite a lot of stuff going on. And my first finished object is Mamba dress. It's quite long. And if you wanna hear a lot about this dress, I have a separate video about it. It's knitted with Isager Alpaca 1 and Isager Merlin. The pattern is designed by Woolen Knitwear, and if you're interested to hear more, please go to my separate video. The next finished object that I've done, this is my first colorwork socks. It's not my first socks, but this is socks that started my colorwork career, let's call it like that. This is Palikka Socks by, of course, one and only Milena Paulina. I'm a huge her fan. They're a bit similar but a bit different at the same time. I've knitted them on 2.5mm needles for main part, like leg part, toe, heel and rib, and 3mm needles for colorwork. And I think that my first one is a bit tighter than the second one, but nevertheless I can wear them and I don't have much problems as first attempt of knitting these socks. I've knitted them with Kremke Soul Wool Edelweiss, the version that is not superwash. They have 2 different versions of this yarn. I don't know which one is more actual, to be honest, but I've knitted them with non-superwash yarn. This is my first socks with non-superwash yarn, and probably I need some time to adjust to them, because they're not so, like, I can't say that they're not comfortable. They feel quite okay on the leg, but still they're slightly itchy for my foot. But I do enjoy wearing them because look how pretty are they. They're extremely bright, they brings me joy, and I made even a couple of, let's call it, silly photos and videos with them, because they definitely sparks joy in me. If you wanna grab these socks, go to Milena's website and buy them, because they definitely worth it. My next and last finished object is the sweater that I'm wearing right now. This is my sweater number 14. Who named sweaters with numbers? I'm always confused, like everyone over there. I know it. So this is my electric blue sweater number 14, V-neck version. I quite enjoy this V-neck, and I think that's my first deep V-neck that I've ever knitted. This is pattern by my favorite since knitwear. It has not really great amount of sizes, only 3 of them, but I had this pattern for a long time, so I decided to knit it. Plus it has quite cool gauge for my liking, to be honest, because I've knitted it on 6mm needles and it didn't require a lot of yarn. It's lightweight, but at the same time it's quite warm, so I decided to give it a try and knit it. I've knitted this sweater with Sandnesgarn merino, which is Sunday, their tin silk mohair, and Isager alpaca one. Again, I will add everything in description. Plus, you can find everything what I've done with this sweater in Ravelry, on my Ravelry. The only huge thing that I changed in this sweater is that I decided to change the cast on, and that's why my shoulder look a bit different, as you can see. And plus I'll add some footage over there. There is like braid going through the whole back because I decided to add crochet cast on. I didn't like how lots of finished objects look on Instagram. It's just my preference, and I'm not usually a fan of German short rows on the back with such drapey yarn, with such drapey fabric, because there is a bit of transparency over here happening, and when you are adding just German short rows and then picking up stitches from that part with short rows, it looks a bit wonky for my liking. That's why I went like that, and I feel that this bag looks much better for me. Everything else was done exactly to the pattern, except of the length of the sleeves. I added like 5 additional centimeters because I'm quite tall and I have long hands, so to get this, like cozy version of sleeves when they are almost covering all your hand, I decided to add 5 additional centimeters. This sweater has long cuffs with 2x2 rib, split hem. The back part is quite long. It has probably plus 3 centimeters compared to the front part, and V-neck finished with 2x2 rib as well, and this double center decreases. I really love how they look, but I feel that this part looks a bit not a bit worse, but slightly wonkier than the part which is here when you're increasing to get this double fold. Maybe you have some recommendations how to fix this in next attempts of knitting similar color. As for the sleeves, again, I've finished them with Italian bind off, and as for the hem, I finished it with just binding off in the pattern, because I think that it looks much better for this in this case. You don't need any stretchiness, and that's why I feel that in this way it won't be flaring, because sometimes if you are not doing too tight your cast off, bind off. It's cast on and bind off. If you are not doing quite tight bind off, it can be a bit flary, but on the other hand, when you are doing it too tight on the hem, it can be a bit strange as well. So I just decided to take bigger needles and bind off it in the pattern. That's all for my finished objects. Let's go to work in progress. My first work in progress lies over here. This is my box from IKEA, and I'm knitting this fluffy miracle. Let's call it like that. This is my Cumulus Blouse by Petite Knit. I'm knitting it on 4.5, no, on 5mm needles, because, as probably you remembered, I'm a quite tight knitter. That's why I have to usually size up with my needles. So I'm knitting this beautiful blouse with one strand of hand-dyed Suri silk by Olivia and Oliver fibers and 301 by Zagger, 301 by Zagger in color powder. And as for the Suri silk, I will write down the color name because I'm not sure that I can pronounce it correctly. This is probably one of the most popular patterns by Petite Knit, so probably you know a lot of this, but I'll repeat a bit more. This is a raglan sweater with deep V-neck, long sleeves, long body, and I-cord finishing. I-cord finishing will be for the sleeves, for the bottom, and for the neck. I haven't done collar yet, and my plan is to finish one ball of 301 and one ball of Suri silk. What I'm doing right now, it's still like I've knitted quite a lot and it's still just one ball of each yarn. I want to finish one ball. Probably Suri silk will be finished quicker, and then I'm going to add collar and sleeves and then come back to the lengths. I really prefer working like that recently, and I want to do the same with this fluffy stuff. I really like that I decided to go with Suri silk instead of mohair because it's so soft. It's extremely soft. It's so fluffy. It's not so shiny, obviously, because Suri silk isn't so shiny, but oh my god. It feels a bit like my cat. Not so much, but it feels a bit like that. And it's so soft. I wanna wear it. And I hope that I will have enough time to wear it this spring. And let's go to my next work in progress. This is my first ever colorwork sweater. You know, like after knitting colorwork socks, I decided to go with a sweater. And you know, there is some motifs that looks a bit similar. There is also a lot of blocks over here happening. This is one of the recent patterns that was released for a Zagger Archive collection. This is pattern by Other Loops. It's Johanne Loops sweater. It's stunning. You know, I was just following Maya and I couldn't stop thinking how I will knit this sweater. How I will knit it, will finish and start wearing. And when she released this pattern, I bought it as soon as I could. And I've cast it on. You are starting from the back part, adding short rows, and you are casting on with provisional cast on, and that's why you don't have these lines that I don't like when you're picking up stitches with standard cast on that I decided to omit. And this sweater doesn't have this stuff, and shoulder look almost seamless. There is a bit of turns can be visible, but I think that with blocking this will be fixed. As for the sizing, I'm knitting this sweater on 4.5mm needles for colorwork, 4mm needles for the non-colorwork part, and I'm knitting the sweater in size 2. It will be quite oversized on me, and this is what I wanted. I wanted to have a big, chunky colorwork sweater. Probably if I didn't want to have a lot of positive ease, I would go with size 1. It will have enough of positive ease for me even with size 1. But I still decided to go size up because I have a huge oversized sweater that I quite enjoy wearing, so I decided to knit myself another one. The yarn that I'm using here, this is Loch Lomond by BC Garn, that was kindly gifted to me to knit this sweater. And the darker color is Night Blue, the lighter one is Silver. And you know, I was quite afraid of knitting colorwork flat because you need to purl in colorwork and to knit in colorwork, and a lot of people tell it's quite hard. But maybe for other types of sweaters it can be quite hard. For this it was quite easy. You don't need to catch any flows because maximum that you have like 2 stitches of one color. That's why you don't need to catch flows, and this is definitely a sweater for beginners to start colorwork, and especially to start colorwork flat. If you're afraid of it, this sweater definitely can help you. And you know, I want to show you this sweater inside out because look, it's so beautiful even in this way. I don't know how to show you, but definitely all of these flows look so beautiful, and the only thing that I am afraid of is that when I finish the sweater it would be too warm to wear it. I really hope that it won't be too warm, but it can be because colorwork adds a lot of thickness to the fabric and it can be really warm. But I hope I can manage to finish it soon. As for the pattern itself, it's written in a really easy way to understand, but after buying it on the first day, I got twice updates of this pattern. One of them, it was like the color of one of patterns showed, no, one of the color was mentioned in the pattern of one of the sweaters worn, so they decided to update it. And second one, there was some mistakes with right front yoke. It was, I don't know how it happened because this pattern should be just knitted and the mistake was quite obvious, but who knows, sometimes things happen, it's life. I'm yammering a lot about this sweater because I'm definitely in love, you know, it's just flying off the needles and I can't stop knitting it. I knitted this in 1 week. Like everything as you can see over here, I knitted in 1 week. I casted on it previous Sunday and today is again Sunday. So definitely just flying off. And I have a full-time job with office. I'm going to the office three times a week, and 2 days a week I'm working from home, and I don't have a lot of time knitting during the workday. I don't know how this happened and how I have quite a lot of stuff for this week, but still I'm happy with it. And for the yarn acquisitions, if you've seen my previous video about knitting plans, I told you that I plan not to buy any additional yarn because I have quite a lot over here, let's be honest. But this yarn I bought before recording that video, so I'm not breaking the rules, okay? I'm creating the rules, I can't break my own rules. We have like Targival Fashion, which is like knitting fair in Warsaw, and I was dreaming about this yarn quite for a long time. This is hand-dyed yarn. This is a Polish dyer, Woolala. This is superwash merino, nylon and stellina. Look how pretty it is. I'm not quite a fan of superwash yarn, but I couldn't pass this yarn, and I was dreaming about it for quite some time, and on this fair it was on a sale, so I decided to buy three skeins of this yarn. So I have 120 meters, no, I have 1020 meters of this yarn because one skein is 100 grams per 400 meters. I bought 3 skeins of it, and I bought 4 skeins of this mohair. I wanted to try it for quite a long time as well, because this is quite unusual combination. It's 60% of mohair and 30% of silk. Usually we have like 75-22, but this one is 60-40. It shines, I think, much more than usual mohair, and it feels soft. Not as soft as Suri silk that I have, but still I think it's softer than knit and foliage. But knit and foliage depends from the color. Some colors are softer, some not so soft. So this is Mohair Bliss by Pasquale and Voulala hand-dyed yarn. With this yarn I want to knit sweater number 28. I have never knitted sweater with this construction. You know, I even don't know how does it called, but I add a photo over here to show how it looks, because I feel that I want to add some texture to my wardrobe. Plus, I want to add a bit of interesting constructions, let's call it like that. I don't want to knit it this spring. I have quite a lot planned this spring. Yes, this is again a small advertising of my previous video. If you're interested, go check out it. I think that will be pretty great for fall, because it will be black sweater with a bit of shine from mohair, shine from stellina. It would be perfect, especially for that design. I think that this sparkle will add more interest to that texture. And you know, I bought only this yarn. I was on a yarn fair and bought only 7 skeins. I feel I'm proud of myself about this. So that's it. That's everything I'm working on and everything I've finished. Please share in the comments below what are you knitting right now, or maybe you're crocheting right now. Maybe you are doing something else. I know that we have some girls who are doing embroidery over there. So please share in the comments below what you're doing right now. And have a nice week. See you soon. Bye.